Welcome to Variant, where we love comics more than I hope that Phase 4 of the MCU has something to do with Secret Invasion. I'm your host, Arris. Over the years, Batman has fought countless different characters in comics, including some you might not expect, from Captain America all the way to, well, Predator. In fact, Batman has faced Predator 3 different times, with the first of them hitting comic stands in 1991 and simply called Batman vs. Predator. Then in 95, a sequel was made called Batman vs. Predator 2 Blood Match, and it became a trilogy in 97 with Batman vs. Predator 3 Blood Ties. The first series from 1991 is the one that introduced Batman to Predator and my personal favorite, so that's the one I'm mainly going to talk about. But fear not, I will definitely touch on the second and third series as well. I'll also add that if you want to read the series for yourself, this episode is going to be spoilerific for the story, so you guys have been warned. The first Batman vs. Predator is a 3-issue miniseries and was written by Dave Gibbons and drawn by Andy and Adam Kubert. The series starts with a boxing match, but when the winning boxer is killed, the Dark Knight comes to investigate the murder. Batman finds out that the boxer was killed by a net that cut him to the bone and that his head and spinal column were removed, which of course lets us know right away exactly who's responsible. After this, we see that there's been even more murders at a boxing ring where a blind old man said "it" stood right next to him, using the word "it" because it wasn't a man. The old man then added that it just said "open season" and left. But as soon as he was done speaking, the old man is shot and Predator puts the sights on Batman. Literally. Before backing off and leaving the scene. Back at the Batcave, Batman then tells Alfred that he thinks he's starting to understand the rules. Basically what he figured out is that only trained or highly skilled fighters were being killed. Bruce even says our murderer is choosing his prey, acting with some savage code of honor. After this, Batman eventually tracks down this mysterious murderer and comes face to face with the Predator for the first time. He even finds Predator's hiding spot where he's been keeping his skulls, skeletons, and upside down skinned bodies, aka Predator's trophies. During their first fight, Batman and Predator battle each other for several pages, but Batman gets the crap beat out of him and is nearly killed by Predator. As a last resort, he used the remote control to have the Batmobile run over the Predator, but even that didn't work, and Batman was saved at the last moment when the GCPD showed up and scared the Predator away. Over the next few days, Predator goes on a total killing spree. I mean, just look at these panels, they're pretty dang bloody. With Batman beaten within an inch of his life and trying to recover as quickly as possible, the death toll is rising quickly. But look at him, he's in a full body cast and hooked up to all sorts of life-supporting gizmos. So the freaking National Guard and SWAT team start a countdown, basically saying that if Batman doesn't get rid of this thing soon, they're gonna start searching the streets and get rid of this thing themselves, which Batman knows would only lead to more deaths, because at this point, Predator is taking names left and right in Gotham. He's even seen standing on a gargoyle all Batman style. Meanwhile, the news is reporting that Batman has deserted Gotham. So not wanting any more innocent lives to be taken, Bruce says screw waiting to heal, and he puts on a sonar exoskeleton suit that increases his strength and helps compensate for his recovering body overall. Essentially, this suit allows him to go toe-to-toe with Predator, and I must say, it might be a little dated, but it's still an awesome looking Batman armor. The Batman then fights off with the Predator on the roof of GCPD, and the fight leads them all over the streets of Gotham, until eventually ending up on the outskirts of Wayne Manor when Batman leads Predator there while riding on top of the Batmobile's hood. Can you imagine seeing that fly down the street? That's crazy. The fight then goes on for several pages, all of which is brutally awesome. Batman even has the upper hand for most of the fight. But when they eventually end up in the Batcave, Predator backhands Batman into the ever so famous giant penny. Then the penny falls on Batman, pinning him down. Just as Predator was about to kill Batman, Alfred comes out with a blunderbuss and says, "That's quite enough, thank you," and shoots Predator right in the freaking chest. And just like that, Alfred saved the day and the issue ends. No, that's not how it ended, but that would have been cool. Predator actually escapes the Batcave and Alfred frees Bruce. Batman then goes after Predator with a baseball bat. No, I am not kidding. I guess when an armored suit can't help you defeat a high-tech alien hunter, you grab a baseball bat and knock him over the head with it. And that's exactly what he did, because at the end of the day, he is called Batman. Good night, everybody. I'll be here all week. Anyway, while beating him with a bat, a Predator ship arrives, and other Predators come out of said ship and see what's happening. One of them hands the defeated Predator a sword, which he uses to commit suicide, as he lost to Batman. They must live by the code of the samurai. Then one of the Commander Predators pulls the sword out of him and bows in front of Bruce, handing him the sword. Bruce later tells Alfred, "I beat their champion, so it had to kill itself." And then they made a present out of the weapon it used, essentially a trophy for Bruce. Alfred then asks, what if they return? To which Bruce says, they won't. Not now that they've met what lives in Gotham. And the book comes to an end. As you can see, it's actually a really good story, the best out of the 3, I think. I recommend reading it to get the full effect, as I just gave a brief overview of the story. If you love Batman and Predator, this is a match made in heaven. As for the 2 sequels, the second one, Blood Match, focuses on a young Predator breaking the vow to never hunt in Gotham again. He does this in hopes of glory by defeating the champion, aka Batman. The Huntress is even in the story, which is pretty interesting. In the third installment, called Blood Ties, the Predator is not alone. To show his son the thrill of the hunt on Earth, an older champion brings the boy to Gotham City, where the younger Predator will go after the Boy Wonder. Tim Drake, to be exact. So the Dark Knight has to defeat them while keeping Robin out of harm's way. All in all, the Batman Predator stories make for some pretty fun reads. Again, the first one is by far the best in my humble opinion, but if you're a huge fan of both Predator and Batman, I'd say read them all. Before I wrap up today's episode, I just want to thank the people who made today's episode possible, Domain.com. When you buy a domain name from Domain.com, you get the power to influence and control what people find when they search for you online. No domain extension will help you tell your story like a .com or .net domain name. Domain.com is affordable, reliable, and easy to use. The guys at Domain.com give variants an awesome offer. Get 15% off Domain.com's already affordable domain names and web hosting when you use the coupon code variant at checkout. So when you think domain names, think Domain.com.